Hey everyone, welcome to the sculpting slash warping tutorial. For this tutorial, it's helpful if you have some basic understanding of the basic forms. So if you haven't done the previous lesson, I would recommend doing the previous lesson. You don't have to be perfect at it, but just have some comfort around drawing spheres, boxes, and cylinders. So what we're doing in this tutorial is we're taking our sphere and our different basic forms, and we're going to start sculpting them, right? Sculpting, warping. We're going to take it and just like adjust the shape so it becomes a little bit more organic, make it a little bit more flexible. One of the most important things here is that we're going to be drawing these contour lines. And these lines that wrap over top of the form, they describe what the form looks like in space. So imagine if you had my arm, for example, and you drew a line around it, it would show you the 3D form, like it describes the form. So when we're practicing, we want to be able to draw those because they will inform how they live in perspective. Now, I know that's maybe a little bit tricky and that's maybe a little bit scary at first, but as you practice, it'll become more comfortable. It'll take some time. It's not an easy skill to learn. So grab the worksheet below and then say hi to our little buddy. You know, got to have a little buddy if you're drawing to have fun with it. So I'm taking our sphere here on this first example, just kind of like a basic ball shape sphere, very loose contour lines, and then I'm warping it, right? I'm adjusting that form. I'm drawing it differently. And you can see how much flexibility you have once you do start moving that around. So that's what we're practicing on the first page. So just draw the outside first. I'm just going to do the first example here. It can be helpful to draw the outside first and then draw those contour lines to describe the form. So that's kind of that one. And then I just want you to go through here and copy from the examples. And the outside is kind of like this. And I don't want you to worry too much about getting it perfectly. I just want you to start to develop your intuition around how to draw these things. I know this can be a little bit stressful at first, especially if you're new to drawing, because those contour lines are really confusing. You're like, wait, how does it curve like that? Like, how do I do that? Like creating the illusion is a little bit tricky, which is completely normal. It takes some time, it takes some practice, so be gentle with yourself. Remember to try to have fun with it. Do not try to force it. I know it's tempting to just like try to improve as quickly as possible, but that is not what we're aiming for. So that's page number one. Copy those examples, and then I'm just going to go explain through the next couple of pages so that you have an understanding and you can practice it. Take your time with it, right? Like don't try to rush through it. So one thing that's very important when it comes to drawing things in 3D space is understanding overlap. How do you describe something moving away in space? So we have these examples at the top here. You can see that A is in front of B, B is in front of C. So you have these ball shapes, these spheres behind each other. So when you connect them together, you still want to be able to describe where that overlap is happening. So what you'll notice is the lines of A, this line right here, goes over top of B. And same thing with B over C. And that like little bit of line, that little extra line of dark that goes into that form helps you see how it moves in 3D space. And that is very useful information to have. It's how you describe things. So a lot of times when you see someone draw figures and there's like a small line that helps describe so much detail, it's because it's describing the shape, the form, and the overlap. So that's what we're practicing here. You can see that it's kind of like a simple form here, and then you can like really make it a little bit more extreme where something's moving towards you. So if you look at the examples on this page, let's just go through this here for a moment. Which of these two forms, if this is A and this is B, which one's in front? This A section is in front because you can see that overlap right there. You can see that it's covering some of that form that's behind, right? Like if I take my hand and I do this, right? One is in front of the other. You can tell that this one's in front. And that's like intuitive when you see in real life, but it's a little bit trickier when you're trying to make the illusion on the paper. So that's what we're practicing here. You can say the same thing here, is that which one's on top and which one's on the bottom, like which one's closer to us, this section right here or this section right here. It is the top section that's closer to us. That's what it's almost like we're looking down at it. So as you're copying these examples, I want you to go through that in your head. I want you to ask yourself, which is in front and how do I describe that overlap? So go through these examples, copy these examples. And then we have more examples, but now we're going to have a little bit of fun and we're going to draw some smiley faces on these forms just to make it a little cute and have a little fun moment, right? Always try to make your drawing exercises as fun as possible. If you're not having fun, you'll not retain the information. The more fun you have, the faster you will learn. So anytime you feel frustrated, try to lower your expectations, put the pressure off. Remember, drawing is supposed to be fun. So I just want you to copy these examples. Here we're really playing with cylinders on the left side, and here on the right side, we're getting into like slightly more organic forms, a little bit more complex, but we're trying to play around, right? So just copy the examples. If it's messy, it's completely fine, but try to have as much fun with it as possible. Now we're moving on to branches. I'm going to explain everything here. You don't have to, you can watch all of this and then do it yourself. So don't worry if this feels stressful. You will be able to learn these things. It's not that complicated once you do the exercises, but it takes some time, right? So be gentle with yourself. So this is what I like to call branching. With branching, what you do is you take a cylinder, a big cylinder, and you start adding other cylinders to it. So you're connecting different cylinders. And this is where you really need to work on that 3D illusion because you want them to feel interconnected. It can be very easy to make them just be two separate forms that don't actually interconnect. And that's kind of the challenge here. So you can see on this one, on this example on the right side here, once I've added those branching cylinders, they feel like they're connecting into it. And like that's takes practice, it takes a little bit of work, but as you become more aware of it, it does become intuitive. So when you're a beginner, you're going to have to actively think about all of these things, but eventually all of these things will happen way more naturally, more intuitively, and you don't have to think about it as much. But in the beginning, you're going to have to actively look at it. So that is that page, that's page number 4. And then finally, on page number 5, I just want you to practice it, right? So whatever forms you want, whatever you want to play around with, try to focus on things that are fun for you. Like if something is really frustrating you, don't work on it, right? Like if the branching is like too frustrating right now, take a break, come back to it later. And then we can just like have fun with other types of forms, right? You can have so much fun. Just draw a random shape and then turn it into a form. And just see what happens. Explore, make mistakes, enjoy it. Drawing is so fun and so magical. One thing I want you to note is how magical it is to be able to create this illusion on the page. It is not a natural skill. It's something that you're learning. It's almost like this magical superpower. And this is like very important to lean into, is this magic of drawing. This beauty here, there's fun to be had at every level. Even if you're a beginner artist, just have as much fun with it as possible because there's so much joy to be had here. If you do find that this way of learning is effective for you, I would recommend that you check out the big drawing bundle that is linked below. Now, obviously, do not check that out unless I've built trust with you. If this is the first time you've done any of my lessons, go do more of the free stuff and see if this is effective for you. But if this way of learning through fun exercise, like doing exercise by making them fun, then check out the big drawing bundle because it's based on the same concept. In the beginner's toolkit, we go through this stuff, drawing cute characters while also learning the fundamentals of drawing so that you can learn how to draw literally anything. Then there's a portrait bundle, very beginner friendly. If you want to learn how to draw faces, but like realism is too far away, you know, like you're new to drawing, it's kind of intimidating, start with something that's a little bit more attainable and is fun and it's exciting. And then there's the floral artist. If you want to learn how to draw flowers so you can draw beautiful cards for your loved ones, that's included in the big drawing bundle. And then we have this cute little frog on the stump. All of these things are made up of forms, which is like the fundamental skill, which is why I teach this to beginners, because it's a good way to get started. Especially if you do it slowly and like wrap your mind around it, it becomes so much easier to draw literally anything. So here I'm showing you how this drawing at the bottom is built up of forms. And then we have figure drawing. We have the figure drawing bundle, very beginner friendly. So if that makes sense for you, check out the link below. But if this is the first time you've seen me, this is the first time you're doing one of my tutorials, make sure to go through more of the free stuff so that you can make sure that this way of learning is effective for you and make sure that I'm the right teacher for you. I do think that I have the upper hand in teaching beginners because I do not have any natural talent in terms of drawing. I think there are a lot of art teachers who are naturally talented. So when they try to describe things to beginners, they skip over steps because they just assume that you understand, which is so frustrating if you are a beginner. I've had that experience a lot when I was learning how to draw, which is why I focus on teaching beginner artists, because I feel like I understand the small steps required to actually learn these skills. So if that makes sense for you, check out the link below and I'll see you guys again in the next lesson.